Yellow. Howdy compadres, and welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I finally got a master cylinder sitting right there. You little devil. Here's the deal. I'm just gonna put the manual master cylinder right on the power booster, and we're just gonna use the whole booster assembly and stuff as a bracket. I'm never gonna put the hose on, is what I'm saying. Gosh dang it, I locked it because this car is so valuable. Everyone wants it. It's so nice, perfect paint. Look at that.
So I don't know about you guys, but every time I get stuff like a master cylinder, wheel cylinders, and other components that are like raw cast iron or whatever, I usually shoot them with either clear coat if I want to keep like the cast look, or I'm gonna shoot it with some black paint or something just to prevent it from rusting, because there's nothing worse than you have this really nice engine bay.
And right over there in the corner, there's this completely reddish rusty thing just shining you right in the peepers, you know? So this is what I've done.
I'm actually also just gonna throw a clear coat on the lid real quick. Just gonna wipe it down with some brake clean.
That's the plan at least. So got this painted. I'm just gonna let it dry for 20 minutes or whatever, you know, dry to the touch. We don't care about fingerprints, it's cast. Gonna take it for a good old test drive after we've done this to figure out how it works. Also just to see if it works as a manual brake and not a power brake, or if we're gonna go back to power brake, or we need a totally different master cylinder. We'll give it a shot. Here's what I do every time I wanna take something off like this, where I know there's gonna be fluid everywhere. You see this little syringe, is that what you call it on the American language? You go into a liquid, you go, and you have this liquid, and you can put it wherever. Screwdriver, get the old rods off here. Man, these are tight, they don't even go all the way off. What the hell, there you go. We haven't lost any liquid, so equal, it's not a leaky system. If you're worried about me putting tools here, okay? This car needs body work. I'm actually gonna put it in here instead. I'm glad you asked, thank you. I learned this trick from Uncle Tony's garage. Good guy, check him out if you want to. And that is a hammer. Pretty much make your wrench into an impact. Now I'm just gonna work it back and forth a little bit. And we're pretty much just gonna use this, there you go, to break the old nut loose. So there you go, it is off. I don't know, looking inside the bar or whatever here in the back, definitely has some rust. Something I would love to do is paint this vacuum booster. So I'm just gonna check how hard it is to take it out, because I hate that they painted it bumblebee yellow. So I want to show you guys real quick. I got done yesterday. You can see I got a new cap on, so it's another day. So I got done painting it yesterday and it turned out real nice. I just stood there for 30 minutes with a heat gun, because, you know, it's moist outside and like 20 degrees. You gotta help that paint all the help it can get, but it turned out real nice. Really nice that brake booster is not yellow anymore. Man, that looks stupid. Anyway, also got that coated with some satin epoxy paint from VHT. Don't forget to subscribe down below and put on notifications. Very important, because YouTube apparently only want to boost and get the content out there that they like to you guys. Otherwise, they aren't promoting my stuff. If you guys subscribe and like the video, that help my videos get out to more people. It's not necessarily because I want you to like and subscribe this video, but more so I can do this stuff, you know, and get it out to more people that want to see stuff like this. So here's the thing I want to talk about in this video. As you saw in the thumbnail, a build is returning to the channel. It's a 1973 Plymouth Roadrunner. This is a real 1973 Plymouth Roadrunner with the hood, and you can still see where the stripes have been. This is their original gold paint. I know something happened to this door. I'll explain that in another video. Also stuff here in the quarter panels and stuff. It's not a perfect car, and when I got it, it had an automatic in it, some headers for a 340 small block. It's also original 340 small block 4-speed car. It has the tunnel hump and everything. And I got the VIN numbers. Even the original sticker is inside the door from Rats built in Canada. Yes, Canadistan built this thing. So pretty much when I got this car, it just got delivered from California pretty much. And I think it was Los Angeles, I'm not quite sure. But it was sitting out in a parking lot, like a tarmac parking lot out in front of a speed shop for like 10 years or whatever. And prior to that, the previous owner had automatic swapped it. So there was a 727 transmission in it. In the rear of the trunk, there was a bottle mount for nitrous. It had a Hurst line lock solenoid mounted into the old brake lines. And it also had a nitrous purge button thing on the dash. So this thing been a ripper, you know what I mean? And I did also sell, I know some people are gonna hate me, I also sold the original leaf springs from it, which was the 5 and 7 layer RT springs or whatever, the good racing springs or whatever. But I'm gonna go to some more like autocross race type leaf strings that are like mono split thing, whatever. Why is this build returning to the channel? Not that it wasn't gonna return to the channel, it just kind of got like put on a standstill real quick because a lot of other stuff happened. We started building stuff for the Firebird, but I realized how much work there is in the Firebird that I want to do personally, that I want to redo from a 18-year-old me that built the car. I did a lot of stuff in that one that I want to do right and in a different way. So I want to take my time with that build. Not that I'm not going to take my time with this build or the Charger Stockcar. It's just this thing, I already have a lot of parts and the groundwork or whatever to like get it going is pretty minimal. It's a question about like dumping $4 grand into it, and then maybe in 3 months we got a running driving car with like 4-speed transmission. I got a 383 engine. I already have a rear end and all that stuff, all suspension I have. So it's pretty much just the work of getting all the suspension stuff like sandblasted and put on this car. And then I'm just gonna start out by having completely stock suspension, chassis and stuff like that, and steering. And then we're gonna have a cool engine, a cool trans, and of course it's born with a 8.3 1/4 with a sure grip in it and the big Fint drum brakes and stuff like that. You know, all the nice stuff that apparently Roadrunner got in 73. How we're gonna build this thing is pretty much, I'm gonna throw it together, if you will. I'm gonna make the foundation, the base of the build solid. So I'm gonna get a nice wiring harness. I'm gonna get all the suspension, subframe and stuff, sandblasted and stuff. So we have a nice rolling chassis with nice wiring harness and stuff. But then the rest I'm not gonna touch. Might not even gonna fix this first of all. That's not on the priority list. I can always roll down the window, scoot in there, or crawl in from the passenger side or something. But definitely got some patina work I wanna do someday. Get the mirror back on, get the lock and the door handle back on, and trying to blend in some of all this patina stuff that has been made on it. Before it got taken out of commission or whatever, they painted the whole engine bay silver, and I don't know, like 3/4 of the door silver too. And there's like some overspray here, a lot of red primer, different places. I can overlay some pictures here from how it looked previously. There was red primer everywhere, but I've been going around and wet sanding and stuff, and then I tested some gold paints, different gold paints here, also on the door and down there in the quarter and stuff. But I finally found one. The one on the door here is so close to matching. This whole panel right here on the front used to be a lime green, but I painted it with that AutoStar gold that apparently matches the Roadrunner original gold almost perfect, and then I patina matched it a little bit here and there. If you guys haven't seen, I'm gonna link the video from last year where I did the whole engine bay, pretty much ground down the whole engine bay, painted it gold and everything so it looks like a factory mopar, mounted some ignition stuff, ballast resistant stuff, so there's a little bit of work already done in there. That's the plan, and this build is gonna happen like next week. So stay tuned, subscribe, don't forget to put on the notifications to see this stuff, because it's gonna be a cool build and it's gonna happen like that, you know what I mean? The goal is to have this thing ready mid-April. I think the 10th or 15th April, where there's a really, really cool event right down here, Main Street in the city, downtown, whatever, which is like a cruise night thing, whatever. And my goal is to get it going, driving, and maybe we can put on like a temporary license plate on it and go down there. That's the goal. So that's like 3 months-ish, whatever. So I have already now started to order a lot of things. I got all interior for this car. Headliner, rear seats, front seats, dashboard, all filler panels, door panels and stuff like that. Gonna need a dash pad because they filled it up with like expansion foam or something. It's destroyed. I don't know what they did there. And we do also need a carpet because they probably raced and drag raced this thing. The driver's seat is gone. So I bought 2 very cheap bucket seats that I found on Marketplace here the other day, where at least the driver's seat gonna mount that. I don't know about the passenger seat, but that was an update real quick. I know this was a kind of short / talk video. I didn't have a lot of time this week to work on the Corvette. The plan was actually to get more work done on that car, but I didn't have time for that, sadly. So got the brakes done, and then we got some more parts coming soon, hopefully. I just noticed something. I have jacked the car up right now. Look at the door gap right now. What is going on here? Fiberglass body flexing.